Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Nene J. Currently I'm doing my homework, and I just pretty much got the thoughts. Um, Pretty much I just had some thoughts in my head, so I had just decided to do a quick ebb talks. If this is your first video that you ever seen of me, please give me a thumbs up, and as well as please subscribe, and also follow me on all of my social media. My links are always in my description box in all of my videos. Alright, so pretty much by the title, I'm gonna be talking about how, well, not necessarily how to know, but pretty much, I guess, like, when you know that you're dating the wrong guy, or, like, you're chasing the wrong guy, that kind of thing. So, yeah, here we go. And I'm gonna just tell you guys, like, my personal experience, and hopefully you guys could learn from my mistakes, and not to, like, pretty much to make sure that you don't have a repeating cycle, if that makes sense. All right, so here we go. Okay. So, first starters, um okay, well, I actually really don't even know where to start cuz it's a lot. I would have to say, I guess I would have to start with this one boy. Yeah, I'm going to start with this one boy that I was talking to. Now, pretty much, we were talking for a little, like, pretty much, it was a decent, well, it wasn't necessarily like a decent minute, but like, it was a short minute. It was pretty much like, honestly speaking, like, if it was less than 6 months, it's pretty much short. We were talking for at least, I want to say, about 4 months, and it took me a long time to get over. Now, the problem that I have with guys is that the problem, the definite problem that I definitely, well, the strong problem that I really do have with guys is that when things go left and you guys break up, or you're not cool anymore, or you're not friends anymore, whatever the case may be, they want to act like you're the ugly one. They want to act like everything is your fault. And the problem that I really have is that some guys, they never really own up to their wrongdoings, and pretty much that's the problem that I have with that one. So I'm just tell you the story. So pretty much we were talking for like a good minute, and like, just out of nowhere, he's just like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Well, in that way, so I was very confused as to why. And it's like, for some reason, like, it's just, I don't know why it bothered me for so long, but it just did. And like, I was beating up myself for literally the longest, because I thought everything was my fault. But then when I pretty much did, like, honestly, I kind of, like, my thing is, like, I kind of really self-evaluate myself a lot, and that's pretty much going to be my next video. Um and I'm gonna explain more in that video than this video. So pretty much, like, I really do self-evaluate myself a lot, and then I realize that, you know what, it's not really my fault, it's his fault. And I feel like with different situations that I've been through, I feel like if you have the tendency to constantly beat yourself up, you need to stop doing that, because 9 times out of 10, it's really not even your fault. It's really the other person's fault. But the problem is that a lot of guys, especially the guys that I've talked to, they like to make you feel like you're crazy, or they like to make you feel like everything is your fault and you're the bad guy here, when you're in actuality not. Now, so I'm over here, I'm thinking everything's my fault. I'm thinking, oh my God, like, I lost the one of the best things that could ever happen to me. And I'm over here thinking that I was so in love and all stuff, but I really, like, honestly, like, I now understand that I really wasn't. Like, just because you heavily like somebody does not necessarily mean that you are in love with that person. So, with that being said, I feel like I dodged a bullet, and here's why. Later on, I really wasn't understanding what was going on with myself. I really wasn't. I feel like I'm more control of my emotions now than I was then. And honestly speaking, like I tried to tell him, like here's the number one red flag that I feel like I really should have took. When you're trying to tell somebody something, especially when it's something so personal, and you feel like, okay, well, you feel like you and whoever you're pursuing, you guys are on a level where you can open up to each other, like, just a little bit, not all the way, but like, you could crack the door open and they shut you down. I pretty much feel like that's when I should have left. Or, well, should have just left him alone. But I don't know why I kept going on with it, but I just did, and pretty much look where we are now. So yeah, if they ignore your feelings or act like your feelings don't matter, that's definitely a red flag. And I feel like that's what he was doing, because I was trying to open up to him. I was trying to open up and tell him, why I take certain things the way I do, and, why I think the way I think, and, just whatever was the subject. And he pretty much just shut me down. So I kind of felt like that was a red flag that, it wasn't going to last long anyway. So I mean, that was that. So please pay attention. Make sure your eyes is open at all times. Cause I feel like I was just very blind to the BS. But anyway, also after everything was done, he, honestly, here's my thing. If I have a problem with you, and you're civilized enough for me to talk to you about that problem, I'm confiding in you with my feelings, and I'm telling you how I feel. And that's not for anyone to be, taking me as a joke or anything, depending on how serious the situation may be. Like, you don't take people for a joke. And I was very irritated when me and him, we got into an argument, and like how, and I told him how I felt, and he pretty much threw that back in my face like if I was a joke. And he always says that, oh, everything I say, I'm just doing it for a reaction, when it's not even that. I'm not saying certain things just to get a reaction out of you. I'm not saying certain things just to piss you off. I'm really feeling this way. Like, my feelings are genuine. I'm not being so-called extra or anything. So yeah, just to get a reaction out of you. I don't have time for that. Like, right now, do you not see what I'm doing? This is what I'm doing right now. Like, so do you think I have time to to worry about getting a reaction out of you? No, I gotta sit here and figure out what are trig identities and what does a microbe do. That's pretty much it. So honestly, I don't have time to be doing all of that. So that pretty much made no sense. And my thing, and here's the problem. I feel, and this actually goes for really everybody. Just because a situation may not affect you anymore doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't affect the next person. People think that, you could just say anything, and, okay, well, cool, you're over it. But that doesn't mean that your words didn't affect somebody else. Because, okay, I have a lot of emotional issues, okay? I've been through a lot emotionally. And I feel like people don't really understand why I take certain things to heart. And I'm just like, okay, well, just because you don't care anymore doesn't mean that I don't care anymore. And then you're saying that, oh, well, if you're still not over that, then you have a personal problem and you need to get help. But the thing about it is, you're my problem. But my thing is like, I feel like guys who are too prideful to even apologize, they're pretty much useless. Honestly speaking, they're pretty much useless, and they wouldn't really get too far. And on top of that, I've seen other posts from him, and he was talking about his past and how he feels like certain things from his past is coming up. And my thing is, okay, here's the problem. There's lots of guys out here talking about, oh, they are real dude, I guess. I can't even say the word. but it's like, oh, they a real dude, and you know, you need to get with a real dude like them. But my thing is, how can you be such a real dude and girls need to get with a real dude like you when you're not even real with your damn self? Let's be clear here. Like, you're full you're full of BS, and like, honestly speaking, like, my thing is, okay, if you don't work on yourself and if you don't constantly self-evaluate yourself, if you don't take, like, honestly take a step back and look at yourself, always do that. My thing is, if you don't do that, then, and if you don't own up to your past, or if the person from your past is still around and you don't, you know, clear the air if the air needs to be cleared, or, you know, like, I guess cut the BS and, you know, just cut the drama with that person, and at least be on a common ground with that person. That stuff is always gonna catch up to you. So that's really one scenario, and that scenario is actually fresh because it's recent, and honestly, it still bothers me because I'm just like, my thing is, he never formally apologized to me, and I'm just wondering, like, do you think you're too good to apologize, or because don't let, and that's another thing when you're like, when you realize you're dating the wrong guy. Men who are too prideful. My thing is, sometimes think like certain situations can definitely knock you off your high horse. Okay, and don't sit here and feel like you're better than anybody or that you're too powerful to do certain things, because God will definitely knock you off your high horse real quick. Okay, if you believe in God, honestly, things will happen where you will get humbled real fast. So don't ever think that you're better than anybody. Don't ever think that you're too good for anybody, etc., etc., because you're, like, trust me, I believe in karma wholeheartedly, and things have happened where you will get humbled real quick. So, and then on top of that, just because you don't rock with somebody anymore, don't sit there and bash them. Don't sit there and call them ugly. Don't sit there and call them fat if they are plus size. Don't sit there and, you know, talk dirt on their name when that same person you was calling fat and ugly and stupid and this and that and the third was the same person you had wanted to get not too long ago. So, I mean, that's another thing. Childishness. Um, what's another sign you're dating the wrong guy? Um, I would have to say guys who, I would have to say liars, honestly. And here go another scenario. Alright, so this happened with my first boyfriend. Okay. And pretty much, like, when we were dating for a little bit, we pretty much decided not to really follow each other on any social media, things like that, which I feel was a bad decision, and here's why. Because later on, I was in high school actually, and he had already graduated. So anyway, so I didn't, so like pretty much we really didn't follow each other on any social medias or anything, and something like just like his actions, I kind of felt like something was up. So, you know, me being a female, and some females, they really like to lurk because now they're getting insecure. Now they're feeling something's up. Now they're feeling like, you know, they want to go lurk. So, you know what a female's gonna do? Make a fake page. So, I made a fake Instagram. Next thing you know, there was this picture with this girl that was posted on his Instagram. But meanwhile, all his posts was old. So I'm just like, okay. And then, I'm not sure, like, I can't really remember if I made the Snapchat or it was my friend's fake Snapchat. Like, I really can't remember. But, either way, I got on another Snapchat. It wasn't my personal Snapchat. And, I followed him on it. And it looked like he was on a date with some other girl. So I'm just like, oh, you're cheating on me. So I'm not saying that social media, I'm like, honestly speaking, like social media, it does tend to break up relationships when you post too much of your business on there, and when you're just doing too much on social media. But also, I kind of feel like because he was dishonest with me, and I pretty much had to snoop around to find out what was going on instead of him just telling me, oh, he had a girlfriend. Then, and I feel like I pretty much wouldn't be in that situation. And plus, the thing about it is, like, the posts were old, so that pretty much gave me the leeway to feel like, okay, well, I was the other woman without even knowing that I was the other woman, and that's embarrassing, honestly. So I guess before you get with somebody, just make sure you do a background check. Honestly, you really gotta do a background check on people now, because folks be lying. And I'm not saying, oh, don't trust nobody, but you really gotta, I guess, be guarded until they prove to you that it's okay to let your guard down, because folks out here are grimy, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. So there's that. Next, what's the last tip I could give? I could say like the last tip for when you know that you're dating the wrong guy is when they're very, like, they lack emotion. I feel they lack. It's like, it's just, something's not right. Like, their whole vibe is off. Like, when you know that the vibe is off, really, and they try to place everything on you and act like they're, like, you know, the better one. The vibe is just off. They're just, I don't know, like, sometimes you just, I don't know, like, once you get that feeling like something's off, like something ain't right, it's pretty much your time to leave. Just leave right then and there. Because the minute you feel like something's off, something is off, honestly. Like, the minute you get that feeling, it's done, pretty much. Like, and he acts like he doesn't care. You don't need to be with somebody like that acts like they don't care. You need somebody that, I'm not saying that, oh, go find somebody that's like extra, extra, extra clingy, but find somebody that understands you and that will love you for who you are. And if y'all were to get in an argument, they wouldn't sit here and bash you as if they wasn't saying I love you, a week ago. You feel me? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Comment below if you guys have any more tips or anything. And yeah, I'll definitely see you guys in the next one.